Hello Internet, so nice to see you. Some time ago I made a video on how to learn the notes on the fretboard and I got this interesting comment.
5 minutes a day, LOL, for 2 years maybe. Laughing out loud!
Haha, LOL. Well, yeah, I can see how you think it's gonna take 2 years to learn the notes on your fretboard. But it's not true. It's gonna take much less and I'm gonna show you exactly why, okay? People always overestimate what they can do in a week, and they always underestimate what they can do in a few months of practice. What do I mean with that? Suppose I'm teaching you how to find the notes on the fretboard like I did in that video. And incidentally, if you've seen that video, I also have now a much more detailed ebook and video that you can get on the link at the top right. And if you want to learn the notes on your fretboard, that will speed up the process a lot, let me tell you, speed up the process a lot. But even if you watch the original video, let's say I'm teaching you how to do that, okay? What's gonna happen in your mind? The vast majority of people are gonna look at that and they're gonna be either one of those, like the person that wrote this comment, like, this is never gonna happen, it's gonna take too long. Other people are gonna think, oh, this is gonna happen and it's gonna take a short time, like a week, maybe. Both those people are wrong. Sorry. It's gonna take an intermediate time, definitely not 2 years, okay, but definitely not 1 week either for a permanent learning. And that's the thing. People, again, always overestimate what they can do in a short amount of time and underestimate what they can do in a longer amount of time. Okay, because we have a very bad intuition on how improvement happens. So let me show you, okay? Let's say that you have something that you are learning. Could be the notes on the fretboard. Or it could be how fast you are at picking a specific lick, okay? It could be how fast you are at switching between chords, or anything that you can give it a more or less numerical value on it, okay? Let's say how fast you find those notes on the fretboard, okay? And let's say that you practice 5 minutes today, 5 minutes, and you get 1% better at that, okay? 1%, it's a very little improvement, a very small improvement. But it is an improvement, okay? Just imagine, take your metronome and put it at 100 BPM and play something. And then put it at 101 BPM and play the same thing. You probably don't even feel the difference. That's the improvement of 1%. Super small, barely perceptible indeed. Sometimes you practice and you don't even notice you're getting better, okay? And you're improving 1% today by practicing 5 minutes. Tomorrow, you practice again, and you improve another 1%. And the day after, you practice again, and you improve another 1%. At the end of the week, you improve 7%, give or take. It's not a lot, okay? So, without doing the calculation, completely by intuition, how much have you improved in a year? Think about your answer right now. We can find out. It's simple math, if you know the math, but I'm going to do it for you. So, an improvement of 1%, okay, no improvement, it's 1. That's where you are right now. Okay, an improvement of 1%, it's 1.01. Okay, and to see what happens after a year, you have to multiply this number by itself, 365 times, or you just need to simply raise it at the 365th power. You all have calculators, you all have a smartphone, there are scientific calculators in it. You can do this calculation. Again, just without doing the calculation, just imagine how big is this number. Okay, the real number is this. 37.78. You are 37 times faster. If you took a lick that you could play at 100 BPM, and you were able to keep improving 1% every day, by the end of the year, assuming you could keep the rate of improvement, you will be playing the same lick at 3,700 BPM, 3,778 BPM, which is inhuman. I don't think any metronome goes that fast. And even if it did, way too fast to hear, okay? Of course, you cannot sustain this kind of improvement for that specific thing, because at a certain point they're gonna hit a wall. My point is that you weren't expecting this number, right? You were expecting something like 2 or 3, no? You were expecting something like 4 maybe, not 37. Okay? That's the good news. A little improvement every day makes you incredibly faster. If today it takes 10 seconds for you to find a note on the fretboard, 10 seconds, okay? 10 seconds is, can you find an E note? Well, let me calculate how much, I don't know, maybe I can find an E note. Let me think. Okay, it's here. That's 10 seconds. It's a long time. And you improve these by 1% every day. So every day, so from the first day to the second day, it doesn't take 10 seconds, it takes 9 seconds and 0.90 cents of a second, okay? So imperceptible, a tenth of a second is nearly imperceptible, okay? And you keep improving at that rate. By the end of the year, it's gonna take less than a third of a second to find a note. And less than a third of a second, it's a pretty good result, starting from 10 seconds, okay? You're probably gonna go far. 1% of improvement, it's very small. Very small. You can probably improve faster than that even in 5 minutes. I'm just saying it gets way faster, okay? These are the good news. But there are the bad news too. Because the beauty and the horror of this thing is that it works also in reverse. What if every day you get 1% worse? And you're not gonna notice that, no? Because what if every day you go down 1% and you're only 99% on what you were the day before? What's going to happen in a year if you get worse that amount of time, that amount of percent every day, okay? Well, you don't want to know it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The resulting number is this. This is 2%. So if at the beginning of the year you could play a lick at 100 BPM, but you don't practice, your skill degrades, and every day you lose the imperceptible amount of 1%, by the end of the year, you can play it at 2 BPM and a half, which is 1 beat every 25 seconds, okay? So it's impossibly slow. My point is this. A small improvement makes you better more than you expect, as long as you stick with it, as long as you keep practicing. And this is true over all the board, okay? This is true for technical stuff, for speed stuff, for versatility stuff, but also it's true for theory. If every day you are 1% better in your theory, you know your chords better, you can find your chords better, you know you get 1% better at putting together chords and making your chord progression better, whatever 1% means, okay? But your songs are 1% more beautiful every day, okay? By the end of the year, you may not be a master, but you got a very good way toward becoming a master. But if you get worse every day, you are headed for the ditch, man. Okay, it's not gonna end well. This means that that's why you have to practice every day, and this is why consistency beat everything else. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter a little bit, but it doesn't matter really how much you improve every day. And if occasionally you do 6 hours of practicing, what matters is how much you improve every day consistently. So 5 minutes a day of learning the notes or anything else may not seem enough to you, and it will not seem enough in a week. But give it a couple of months and you're gonna be good. Give it a year and it's not gonna be a problem anymore. You'll even wonder why last year you thought it was so hard. Because now you are 37.78, nearly 38 times better at that. Okay? Of course, the best moment to start learning all this stuff was 1 year ago, okay? So now, today, you will be better, okay? But if you didn't start 1 year ago, the second best time is right now. If you want to learn your notes, get the ebook and video on the top, with the link at the top right. If you want to learn anything else, start practicing today. Practice a little bit. And if you don't see an improvement every day, don't worry. An improvement of 1%, it's invisible. Keep practicing. You are getting better at this. Trust the process, and you're going to become a master at whatever you do on the guitar. And with this, I leave you. This is Tommaso Zilio of musictheoryforguitar.com. And until next time, enjoy.